really proud of my team, really proud of this group. Wrap up the season, and before we get into the pressure cooker of the postseason, really like to take a couple moments to reflect on how special a season it's been, and really what a special group of kids this is. And when you get into postseason, and now you have the conference awards, and you have all that stuff that comes about, people are going to start focusing on certain individuals. And this group has really been good in my mind because collectively they've stayed together, and they really have epitomized what it means to be team. And throughout this group, at times you've had kids that have struggled, that have gone through tough times. And in my judgment, this group has been good because they've stuck together, and they've fought hard together, and they've never been pulled apart. And it's never been about who got this award or who was doing this, who was doing that. It was collectively as a group that they had goals and they had dreams, and they stayed together, and they just did. They played hard together. They worked hard every day, and I'm just so proud of them. I'm proud of what they've done on the field and also what they've done in the classroom. Now we understand now that it gets to postseason that there comes a new mindset, and that there are also things that we have to get after and that we have to accomplish. So they understand that, they understand what's in front of us, and we really are excited. We're excited about hosting. I think Tuesday will be a good day for the fans. Come out, enjoy the fireworks, enjoy the home run derby. And I think this is going to be a competitive conference tournament. I really do. I think the real fireworks are going to start once that tournament gets going. You're going to see a lot of teams getting after each other. I think before the end of the tournament, you're going to see some really good softball that's going to be played.
Coach, I'm assuming you prefer this format than some of the formats. Just talk about why is this a good format? Or
I like this format a lot better. I think one of the benefits of having a special run and a special season is that you should get a bye. And in the past, the 1 seed would have to play the 8 seed, and that's a no-win situation because of RPI considerations. Also because it puts everybody else back on equal footing. This way it gives a benefit to the 1 and 2 seeds, and it also allows the other teams in your conference a chance to come to the tournament, so you're not eliminating anybody. I think the way that the coaches have decided to do it is a good thing. I think it gives an opportunity to everybody still to have a chance at postseason and to enjoy the tournament, but it also gives an advantage to the teams that played well during the season.
Is that a format that somebody else was using? Or?
No, this is our format. It's a format that the coaches came up with, and it's something that we've talked about over the past 3 years. And as our conference has become more competitive, last year we had 3 teams that got in. Different coaches and different universities started to see it from different perspectives, and you also want to have like some compassion, I guess is the right word for the. Our conference is about being inclusive. We want to make sure that all of our teams get to come to the tournament. That was one of the goals that we wanted to accomplish. So doing the single elimination or the play-in was a way to accomplish that objective. The other objective was to make sure that teams that did win the tournament and had an outside shot to get into the postseason that the tournament didn't penalize them. So I think we came up with a good compromise. I like the bracket. We'll see how it goes. I like it a whole lot better if we come out on top. We're going to experiment with it. It's something that I think we're going to go with for a couple of years and see what happens.
Coach, the time of the game's a little bit odd, starting a softball game at 10, and even when you play on what, on Thursday, you're not playing until, you're playing at 5 instead of maybe 6, doesn't seem to be very fan-friendly.
Well, especially because of our fans, you know, they want to watch probably every game and be involved in the activities and be able to watch the games and be a part of what's going on. So I think the coaches don't set the times. I mean, that's probably set by the conference, but and I think this is a lot like a regional will be done, you know. But I think we could have done it a little more where you use some of the evening hours, especially on weekdays, so more fans have opportunity to go. That would be one of my criticisms of the timing. But in any event, if you get a day off and come watch, it's going to be some good softball.
Michael, you alluded to it earlier. It's not going to be a cakewalk for your team at all. I mean, Sunbelt's tight. You got that target on your back. They'd love to come in here and whip up on you.
Well, we the top 5 teams in this conference are really good and can beat and have beat the best teams in the country. So it's going to be a matter of who gets hot, who gets the breaks. Last year it came down to who got a call in a game. So got some really good pitchers in this conference. Got some teams that have a lot of pride. Got some teams that are saying goodbye to a lot of good seniors. So this may be their last stand, their last opportunity. But we're going to approach it the way we approach it, you know, really all the time, which is we're going to just take it pitch by pitch. We're going to come out there and just want our kids to stay focused on the game. I alluded to this a little earlier. I don't think that our team can get ahead of itself, that we start thinking about consequences, that we start thinking about things outside of the game, because I don't think this group can handle that. We've done really well because we just stayed focused on playing the game. The game is hard enough to play by itself. And if we start worrying about all that other stuff, I think our kids will get overwhelmed a little bit. I want them to enjoy it, the fact that it's at home. That doesn't happen but every 4 or 5 years. So this may be the only time in their careers they get to play a conference tournament here at home. So they need to enjoy that. Our fans energize us. Our kids like playing in front of our fans. They're not intimidated by the crowd. It's a situation that they understand and they appreciate. And just play the game hard. And even though our record's 19-1 in conference, they were all hard fought. I mean, those games were hard fought and hard played, and a pitch here that would turn another way could have changed the outcome of the game. So it's going to be fun, but it toughens you for what's ahead. You have to be able to meet this challenge head on if you want to advance.
Coach, given Jordan's postseason experience with last year, do you think this could kind of maybe re-energize her, get her reverting back to how good she was last year?
I don't think that's the issue right now with Jordan. You know, it's a complicated situation, to say the least. And Jordan it's not having postseason experience that's the issue right now. And if you look at it that way, you know, a lot of these kids really don't have the postseason experience. So it's just about, to me, feeling comfortable, playing the game at a high level, being confident. Those are the things, to me, as you go into postseason that matter. I don't think it matters what you did last year. I think what matters is how you feel now, and if you're confident, and what your mindset is. She could flip the switch. I mean, I saw some good things yesterday, but it's been a process that we've been involved in over the last couple of months. So we'll see. We'll scrimmage a little bit today, see if she can take another step forward. It's going to take all 3 of those pitchers if we want to accomplish the ultimate goal that we want to accomplish. we're not gonna be able to do it with one kid. And it comes down to matchups, who gives us the best matchups, and the more arms that we have available, and the more that we can match up, and we can put ourselves in situations where we can use more than one person, then I think it gives our team an advantage.
You think that comfort factor, maybe makes you more inclined to put more trust in her with Christina not having been in this spot before? How do you think that dynamic plays out?
No, I trust all of those kids. And it's not, we talked about this a little bit after the game. It's not just with the pitchers, it's with all 27 players on this roster. That I trust all 27 of them. And whatever, it may look peculiar to outsiders, maybe the decisions and the choices that we're gonna make within. But in that locker room, all 27 have to be ready to go. And when your number gets called, then don't question it, don't doubt it, step up and get it done. And it's not, people have already given me the lineup, and they've already given me where the pitchers are gonna be, and they've already written out the scenarios for us, and it's not gonna go according to script. I could guarantee you that. This postseason will not go according to any of the scripts that I've seen so far. And I think all of our kids understand where we are, and I think what's more important than me trusting each one of those kids on that roster to get it done, they trust each other. It's not gonna be a decision that a coach makes. It's gonna be what they believe and what they've seen, and it's gonna be a product of all their work that has gotten them to this point.
The thing is, you've won a ton of games in the last 35 games.
Right.
You lost 2, and yet it's still not a finished product. You're still making changes this past weekend that weren't the case 2 weekends ago.
That's right. And Coach Robichaud and I were at the ABCA convention, and we heard Coach Savage from UCLA speak. And when he got up and he talked about his team, and he said the day before the World Series, the day before that best 2 out of 3, that they were out in a squad, getting after it, still making decisions on what they needed to do for game time. And some years you have teams like that, where you're still grinding it out and still trying to figure out who's gonna do what and who's gonna play what roles. And like last year was totally different. You knew who was batting where, who was doing what, who was gonna pitch which game, and so this year is different. It's different from last year, and we're gonna grind it out and in pregame, and who has a good session in the cage, who's feeling good, who's going good. Those are going to be a lot of the decisions that are going to be game time.
Having the development of Victoria over these past couple of games, how much is that going to help you during the tournament?
I think that's huge. I think it gives us another arm. That kid is continuing to get better every time out. She's thrown some big innings for us. Really, the Baylor series, another second game against Baylor, that was phenomenal. That was her moment. That was her coming out moment. Since then, she's built on it, and I think that kid's upside is going to be incredible. And if she keeps her mind in a good place and she stays confident, she's definitely going to give us some options and gives us another arm that allows us to match up as you get in the postseason. When you get in the postseason, you can't do it with one arm. I know that's what we did last year. It's not going to happen this year. We're going to piece some things together. We're going to have to make some moves. It's just going to be interesting. But we gotta trust all three of those kids, and they, more importantly, they gotta trust themselves, and they gotta wanna be in those situations.
Any further questions? Thank you, guys. Thank you.